Hello, Disha Rosetta here again, and I wanted to talk to you guys about how emotional stuff affects your body physically. So basically, how your mental and emotional affects your physical. I came across an article a couple days ago that I now can't find, but I did look up two other ones that I think are relative, and I just wanted to share those. I've put the links down below as well, but um, the first one is talks about how emotional pain affects your body. So things like sadness. If sadness lasts for more than a few days and impacts your daily life, it may be necessary to seek out medical intervention, is what this article says. It basically says also that you should, be honest with yourself and with your doctor about any medication that you have taken to cope or to self medicate. Um, Next one, unexpressed anger. Anger releases adrenaline, which causes muscle tension and speeds up breathing. So it's the um, it's the fight part of the freeze, fight, flight, or freeze response, which affects your adrenal glands. And if you are activated in that too much, your adrenal glands don't have a chance to recover and can lead to adrenal fatigue. And that adrenal fatigue can actually can show up as actual fatigue, actual tiredness. I myself have recognized that I have stayed in that fight, um, flight, or freeze in one of those places for long extended periods of time. And as such, I did experience adrenal fatigue, and I take adrenal support herbal supplements in the evenings because it's all for me. It's almost like an anxiousness, like I can't come down, which is also why I smoke weed, because it's something that's like you're always going, and you're always going because you've activated that part of your body so much that it doesn't know how to relax. Anxiety, same with anger, anxiety, worry, or fear releases adrenaline, and this can cause jumpiness. You can startle easily, the inability to relax, which is what like I talked about, or feeling like stuck in situations or circumstances. So now, with some people, that anxiety is a disruption in your mental health and can be described as a mental illness. I like to, or I don't like to, but I prefer to call some mental illnesses a disruption in your mental health, because that's what it is. They can be regulated by changes in behavior, changes in food, and sometimes with medication. Shame or guilt. This is something that people don't really think about or don't really talk about. Um, the shame or guilt often makes you feel something in your stomach, right? It makes you feel like butterflies and not like the good butterflies, or weight in your stomach. And it's common in people that have addictions or chronic pain, and it's worsened by the fact of you needing to be in secret or having secrets about those addictions. So it's like this cycle that continues. It can cause nausea and stomach disorders. So those are just some things. And then the other article talks about, I'm sorry, I've got like dirt from riding on a scooter in my eyes. Apologies. Um, there are five. There, I mean, there's more places, but these are like the top five places where stress and emotions get stored in the body, and basically how to release them. So, hurt gets stuck in your chest and in your heart. Um, when someone says they're heartbroken or has had their heart broken, there is often a corresponding part that's here, it's like this deep pressure, and can sometimes cause actual chest pains and issues with your heart if not addressed. Um, the way to alleviate that is to work through the hurt instead of repressing or pushing down the hurt or attempting to pretend like it doesn't exist or hasn't happened. To allow yourself to feel the hurt, to talk about the hurt, to process the hurt, to write about the hurt, do whatever feels good for you, but to not hold on to it, because holding on to it is literally affecting your heart. Anxiety, burdens, and pressures shows up in your neck and shoulders. Have you ever said somebody has a pain in your neck? Like, you're literally creating that pain in your neck by saying that and by allowing that person or those people, that situation, to have an effect on your life in a way that you don't really want. So first off, stop saying that they're a pain in your neck. Because what you say is what you will experience, even these small little minor things. So first thing, stop saying that they're a pain in your neck, and then actually work on the physical pain with massage, with, again, processing, by having conversations that may seem uncomfortable or that you don't want to have because they may make you more anxious. But if you have the conversations and alleviate some of that pressure, you're also alleviating some of that burden, and it's alleviated off of you. You don't have any control over how somebody else is going to respond. You only have control over the things that you say. And if you continue to not say anything, to not deal with it, it will build and build and build to the point where you literally can't move your neck, you can't move your shoulders, and you're like in this constant stiffness because you've been stiff with your words and not expressing yourself. Fear. Fear, fear, fear. Fear shows up most times in your stomach. And I'm like rubbing my shoulders and neck because that just feels good. But fear usually shows up in your stomach and intestines because it's part of the fight or flight or freeze. It's part of that thing that kind of gets you going internally. When you are afraid, it comes in your stomach muscles. And that's why sometimes you feel sick to your stomach. That's why sometimes when people are afraid, they throw up. Or when people are in an extreme anxious state, which can then lead to fear, they throw up because the muscles of your stomach are literally activated in such a way because of that fear. So the more you express the fear in words, the less it will hold on in your body. The fear can also manifest itself in your shoulders and in your neck. I know I've experienced that. I've also experienced it in my stomach. My stomach is my thing for everything, basically. But again, the key is expression, talking about it, getting it out, because holding on to it is going to not serve you, and it's going to manifest in some other way. Anger, jaw and lower back. So this is usually where repressed anger is held, in your jaw and in your lower back. And if you find that you often experience lower back like pain, stiffness, or soreness, it's a good idea to check yourself and see if you are holding on to any unexpressed, repressed anger towards someone or even towards yourself. A lot of times we can be angry at ourselves for not doing something, or angry at ourselves for doing something. And, if you don't talk to yourself, if you don't work through that, it's still going to hold on in some part of your body, just like it would if you were dealing with an outside person or a situation. Last one on this particular list, and that I will talk about, is loss of control being manifested in a headache. Now, I have experienced this And sometimes it's a headache, sometimes it's like confusion, but it's all like in the head region. Sometimes it is like dizziness, but it all has to do with the fact of losing control in a particular situation. This article says stress comes in many varieties, including time stress, emotional stress, and the stress of physical fatigue. And these emotions pack a wallop for the migraine sufferer. So if you already are somebody that experiences migraines, it is imperative for you to make sure that you do not you do not have that sense of losing control. You cannot control everything in your life. You cannot control everybody, but what you can control is your responses and your place in this world. You can control where you go. You can control where you don't go. You can control who you hang around. And staying in those parts of control of yourself will allow you to not have as many headaches if you are a migraine sufferer, or even if you are not a migraine sufferer. I know that for me, I recognize that if I get a headache, it's usually because I don't get headaches often. It's usually one or two things. One, that I need water because I haven't had enough water. Or number two, I am in a situation that I don't want to be in. Or I have allowed myself to do something that I knew better than to do. And I no longer feel in control of the situation or in control of myself in the situation because I didn't listen to myself. So we all have these internal things within us that teach us, that speak to us, that show us what we need to know on a daily, moment, hourly, second by second basis if you pay attention. And when you have disruptions in your physical health, instead of immediately going to a pill or, a substance to alleviate that pain, check yourself emotionally first to see what may not have been addressed that still needs to be addressed. Because in doing so, number one, you can save yourself a lot of money from using medications that you may not need. And number two, you'll learn your patterns, you'll learn your habits, and you'll learn how to decipher what works for you, what doesn't work for you, instead of just kind of going through the motions and doing things without any real, I don't even know, without any real direction, because you can have direction even in situations where you think you don't or you can't. Like me, I'm literally this is now November of 2019. I left the States 2 months ago today for this journey, and I had some places in mind that I wanted to go, but I knew that I would be able to feel my way through the rest of it. And that has come from trial and error. That has come from me learning myself, me learning intuition, me learning my fears, me learning how to retell the stories of my past so that I can decipher what is my intuition, what is fear, and what is just negative stuff that I don't need to pay attention to. So we all have these internal guides within us, and it's just a matter of you deciding to listen and play and work with it to figure out what it's trying to tell you. So if you'd like some help with that, I help my clients with that as well, because you are the only one that knows you better than anybody else. And don't let anybody else tell you that they know you better, because even your mama, your daddy don't know you like you know you, because you are with you all the freaking time. So if you'd like some help deciphering to get to the point where you can be comfortable in that, let me know. If you know someone that would like to know, let me know. DM me, type yes below, WhatsApp me, whatever. Just, don't procrastinate. Take a move, make a move. And yeah, love you. See you soon. Doodles. Bye.